Hello friends, it's Mr. Jim and welcome back to Kids Animal Stories. If you have not done so yet, you need to make sure that you have either smashed the follow button or left a rating or review. So if you're on Apple Podcasts, you can leave a written review of telling me your favorite story. Or if you're on Spotify, you can leave a 5-star rating, which helps me out a ton. Well, friends, are you ready for today's part 2, solving our mystery? Me too, let's go! As Tiana started running as fast as she could, she was trying to outrace Francois the fox. But unfortunately, he was a lot faster than her. Hey there, just slow down. I just want to talk to you for a little bit. Slow down. Slow down! There, I got you now, said Francois the fox as he knelt down with his front paws pressed into the sand. He had cornered Tiana against some rocks. Francois, you really don't want to mess with me because it's just not going to end well for you. I'm a specially trained archer and you should probably just go pick on somebody else, okay? I don't have time for this, said Tiana. What are you talking about? It's not going to end well for me? I'm a fox. You are tiny compared to me. I don't think it's going to end well for you. As Francois showed his big fox teeth, Tiana knew she was running out of time. Okay, this is your last warning. If you don't run away, I'm gonna have to do something terrible to you. This is your last chance, said Tiana. Francois laughed and started to move his open big mouth towards Tiana. Tiana knew exactly what she had to do. What in the world did you do to me? Francois started itching his nose with his paw as fast as he could. He didn't know what on earth just happened, but it was super duper itchy. He could hardly see and breathe. Ah! It did not take long after that for Francois to realize that he was clearly outmatched by this little Tiana. And off Francois ran. Oh, I'm sorry, big guy. I tried to warn you, but you just wouldn't listen, said Tiana as she shook her head. She carefully used her legs to put the hairs back down on her sides that had become ruffled up. Wow, that was actually some pretty good practice, she thought to herself. But I do need to practice a little bit more before the archery competition, said Tiana. As she walked over towards the area that she had been meaning to practice, but, Francois got in the way earlier. She looked at the targets, focused her legs in her hair, and all of a sudden, she launched those hairs right at the target. Bullseye, she shouted. Hold on a second. We need to recap the clues and figure out who Tiana is. Have you figured it out? I definitely have not. Let's talk about it. So the one big clue that I can't stop thinking about is how many shoes she had. I think she had more than 5, right? Yeah, she found 5 shoes, but there were still some more missing. So she has more than 5 legs, which must mean she's an octopus, right? No, octopuses don't live in the desert. Oh, that's not right. All right. Let me look at the clues again. More than 5 legs. Let's see. Oh, she has hair all over her body. No, that's definitely not an octopus. All right. What has hairs all over her body and more than 5 legs that lives in the desert? Something that has hair that lives in the desert. I think there's some, like a mouse. But those don't have more than 5 legs. Very strange. Wait, what did you say? A tarantula? A tarantula! Let's see if it checks all the boxes. Lives in the desert. Yes, tarantulas live in the desert. They have hair all over their legs. Those are called setae. And they have more than 5 legs. Do you know how many legs a tarantula has? Yes, 8. Holy smokes, is that your final answer, that Tiana is a tarantula? You are right! Woohoo! Yes, Tiana is a tarantula that lives in the desert. And isn't that amazing that tarantulas can shoot their hairs out? Yeah, that's how they defend themselves from predators like Francois the fox. And that is why she is such a good archer. Well, now that we know what kind of critter Tiana is, I have got to see what happens next. Well, as Tiana finished all of her practicing, she started walking towards where the competition was. This was the Midnight Archery Contest, which was only held once a year under a full moon in the middle of the desert. Critters from all around the area came to compete in this very prestigious competition that would show who had the best aim. And based on how accurate we saw Tiana launch those hairs off of her legs onto Francois the fox's little black nose, I think she's going to do pretty well in this competition. Well, friends, this may be the end of our mystery story, but it is just the beginning of Tiana's great adventure, and I wonder how this contest ends. I'm pretty sure she has the best aim of all the critters there. The end. Great job. You listened all the way to the end. All right, I got to know who was able to figure it out. Who solved Tiana was the tarantula? That is so crazy that they can actually shoot those little hairs. Do you remember what those little hairs on her body is called? Yes, they're called setae. Can you say that with me? Setae. Yes, those little hairs are a part of their defense system to protect them from all those predators in the desert around them. And I think Francois the fox learned a very valuable lesson to not mess with Tiana. Well, you have a super duper day, and I will see you on our next adventure. Bye!